Hello everyone and welcome to the tour of Little Treasure Cove. My name is Moomin Littlesocks and today I am joined by Xypoqu.
Hello, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was mute.
Just for FYI for all you watching, Xypoqu is currently doing this from her car. I believe.
No, well, I'm now in Target because I'm buying presents.
Okay, even better.
Because I need to keep the kids happy.
She's now in Target. This is perfect. We also have Solaris.
Hello.
Hello. We have Starport 55.
Hello.
Poetry Slam 78.
Hiya.
Nerdchacho.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
And WormGar.
Hello.
Coastercad and Johnny couldn't make it today, but we can just pretend. Does anybody have a decent Johnny Five Alive impression?
I mean, all you have to do is scream, right?
Here we are in the park. This is the Little Treasure Cove Park sign that was created by Fatches, who is known in the community for his fantastic signs. For anyone who doesn't know, Little Treasure Cove is a complete retheme of Little Rock Ridge, which was a series that happened a little bit before this, in which we created a mini park, a western mini park, without any DLC or TMTK. The retheme was done under the same rules, just with a new bunch of lovely people. So without further ado, let's get into the park. So here we are in the car park, and there are just so many nice vistas here. The most prominent being WormGar's wonderful tower.
Yeah, I built a little bit too big sometimes. I can never minimize things down to like a reasonable, realistic scale. It's always like, just pure fantasy. And
you guys have got such awesome imaginations, though. Like looking at the whole park, you're just like, how did you even come up with any of these ideas?
In the back there, you've got the very tippy top of Poet's Hammer Swing, Starport's Tower, Nerdchacho's lift hill there, Johnny's basic shape art, the lighthouse. I mean, don't get me started on Coastercad's coaster, and then the pirate ship. Yeah, over here we have the hotel, which, as it was created by me, I have nothing positive to say about it. Although I will say that Poet, you helped me. I was having a bit of a meltdown. It was the end of the series. I was like, Poet, please help me design this hotel. And you did, and you just kept providing me with great ideas for this.
I would only stay there if I was allowed to use the cannons.
Obviously.
Right? Exactly, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would just like to have them be water cannons and just fire them on people the second they get out of their car.
Absolutely.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Over to the park entrance, which again was created by me. That is all I have to say about that.
I know. I love how you made it look like there was really a hole with the little jaggedy bits. That's super cute.
Yeah, I just suddenly got the idea. I think I mentioned in the episode of that cliche thing you get in American diners with the Cadillac smashing through the wall. Just thought that was
Very cliche.
Yes,
nice
this boat is the Cadillac of the 1600s.
So yeah, and then obviously the lighthouse. I wanted something like my builds. Whilst I love the intricate detail, I find that my builds are often very minimal, very simplistic. So I wanted something a bit out of my comfort zone, to do something that just stands out right at the entrance.
And you went for minimalistic lighthouse.
All right.
Right.
God. So yes, this was where Plastic Swan's Just a Memento was, which was beautiful. So I felt the pressure to do a good job in replacing that. Yeah, very happy with how this looks on the outside. I'm desperately trying to just get to somebody else's build that's not mine. Oh great, here is Starport's.
Well, I think the most challenging part was actually the inside for me for some reason. I don't know, it was just like, okay, how can I fill this rectangle in?
Yeah, I think like the base game items don't lend themselves to interiors at all. I think
No, they do not.
TMTK does us huge favors in that sense. So yeah, I think what you've done here is incredible with just base game pieces.
Love those balconies.
Yeah,
They
Me too.
do frame off the building perfectly.
yeah, You're always
they had
I'm
a
just
nice-
gonna take this all in right now because I'm so used to you making like such futuristic minimal
Right?
stuff. And
Yeah.
so this is incredible. Like,
Where's the
this is
neon
awesome.
starport?
Exactly.
I love just any part of a park where you can just get into a section or a queue and you can just lose yourself in it. Like you can just ignore everything else around you. This in itself is its own little world. But yeah, this is just a stunning creation with the 360 power hurricane. And
Yeah, I love the wood that goes underneath, for the the rampy bits. I don't know what they call them. They're really good looking though.
we have
The
to,
official technical term, the rampy bits.
See,
That's
there's,
it.
See, there's your classic starport neon.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course the thunder and lightning effects.
I love the way that WormGar's creation looks in the background. And,
Yeah.
Oh, just so
Oh,
good.
that's right. In the video, you didn't see it at night. Like
No.
the whole blueprint. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lit
true.
beautifully.
On the other side of the street is this wonderful creation. I'm just going to change the time a smidge.
This is Zozo of this park, isn't it? This is the one where
Yes.
you go, this shouldn't be decorated like this at all, but it looks so good.
And it's actually in the same position as the Zozo was. So, very fitting.
It might be the largest blueprint for that ride, too.
For the Whirlyman Rig.
Yeah, indeed.
This is the interior. You get a couple of shops. Johnny did do these as sushi and noodle, as you can see, but they were actually DLC shops. So I swapped those out for hot dog and fries.
Fries.
Which then takes you
I love fries.
I've just realised I've done the thing that Johnny does in every spotlight he does, and I just went up the exit. So I think that's very fitting, if anything.
It is fitting.
That's what she said.
Goodness.
There it is.
That didn't take long,
Poor
did it?
Moomin. Every time he's got Chacho in, I think he has to do a lot of editing to make it YouTube friendly.
So here is the queue. Similar kind of dealio, really. But yeah.
How cute.
The Whirly Rig with an actual queue.
Yep. An actual themed queue.
I'm gonna be honest, there's a piece on this build that I didn't even know existed in the game.
Yeah?
And that's that octopus on the barrel in the front.
Oh, this
I
one.
had no idea. I never touched the pirate stuff, so I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a couple of pre-made ride signs, but it just kind of annoys me that they didn't do one for all the rides. So
Right, exactly.
Started off that way, didn't they? Like they had all of the original rides for like
Yeah.
Octopus and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just stopped. It's like a lot of the other basic shape, the basic building pieces. They're all exactly the same. Like, why don't you finish the set? Why is it not a consistent thing across everything?
It's like
Yeah.
updates. They just stop.
But I mean, we could go on all day about that, couldn't we?
Oh yeah.
And straight in front of us is Nerdchacho's B&M Invert Vortex.
I mean, a B&M actually wouldn't have that. It would be 2 more degrees.
Yes, please pull it apart.
Well, actually, I think you'll find.
I own a theme park. I know everything.
Come on, Nerdchacho. It's not like you literally have experience in the industry or anything.
No, it's not like I sit here with planning documents and.
No.
But I have Google.
Yeah, I have a YouTube video that tells me everything that's needed.
Your coaster is beautiful as always.
It is.
Thank you. It was quite a challenge actually because I was given the extra plot. Was it Reconcile that had the last one? Moo?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an interesting plot to work with actually because it's long and thin, and I thought, oh, I know what I could do. I could do like a Vekoma Bermuda Blitz. Like they're all the rage at the moment. They're all the fun. And it turned out that the only way you could do it is by using the Pioneer and then swapping out the trains. And it turns out that the Pioneer station is far too wide for the plot. So I was like, oh, I could do a Eurofighter, and then realised the El Loco was already in the park. And I was like, well, that's not going to work because they're just the same coaster. What can I do? And I was like, well, I always build Moomin a B&M, so let's just say we're tradition and build a B&M.
Right,
And
don't
it
break
turned out-
tradition.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Chacho on Moomin's channel's got a reputation for doing B&Ms. It's fine.
Yeah, you're literally not allowed to build anything else for me ever again.
but it does some really like out of the ordinary things for B&M. You know, like the lift hill is super steep, and the first drop is super steep, and the turns are really tight. And the profile of the inversions is not your typical B&M inversion profile. So this was actually quite a nice build to do from that aspect, because you get a chance to actually pull things apart and do things in a way that you wouldn't normally do. But it still rides okay, so it might look a bit janky from the outside, and that's the correct profiling for all of that stuff. Just to appease you, Pirate.
I mean, no, this is me building a coaster. Coaster goes wee.
Goes up and down.
No, I think this is absolutely stunning. But I mean, it's difficult now because like when I ask you for a coaster, I have such high expectations, and you just deliver every time. So like,
I was gonna say, are you saying that this didn't meet your expectations?
No,
you're just
so good.
Quite the opposite.
I want my money back. I sort of worked out how the supports and everything work inside stations, because that's one of the things notoriously difficult to do, is to work out how invert supports work inside a station, because you don't have your typical chunky round supports. They're all I-beam girders, and then you attach the row numbers to that girder, and the idea is that behind those beams that you're seeing now are all of the mechanisms that make the restraints work. So there's like air pistons and stuff in the background, and that's that sound that you hear when they start to engage the restraints. And so it's all hidden behind there, and the idea is it's also used on the flying coasters as well, by the way. But the difference is that the mechanisms on the flying coasters help to put the trains into the prone position and make them fly. So yeah, it's all hidden behind those supports, and you get all of the electrics and stuff that are there. But you typically attach decorations and stuff to the front so you can hide the fact that it's an actual industrial piece of plant machinery.
Okay, let's wake up Xypoqu.
Hello.
How's Target? You having a nice time?
Oh yeah, I'm back in the car. I'm fantastic.
Wonderful. So this is obviously the first creation of the season, and my goodness, what a way to start.
Where do you find time to build this, Xypoqu, between all your Target trips?
How long does it take? An evening?
Please tell me that's a joke.
That data coaster installed in the car, man. It is on the go.
And it's a round building as well. You just don't get many round buildings in Planet Coaster because of the grid. It's amazing. I love it.
When I first saw this, I haven't even started building, and I was like, oh gosh.
Right?
No, it's exactly how I felt. Like, this is the first thing I placed in the park, and I was like, oh god, now I have to build something that is up to this standard.
Right.
No, incredible work.
Thank you. It's really sweet.
Okay, you can go back to Target now.
I love the round part, but also when I first saw the profile, I also thought it kind of looked like a piratey hat too. So, and I thought that was intentional.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a really nice view of this. I think it's, there we go, 6 p.m.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Just, yeah, stunning work. So up next is the pirate ship. Again, one of my own creations, so won't be saying much. I took a lot of inspiration from Poet's hammer swing, including this partition. I've never thought of putting these fences on their side before, but it works absolutely perfectly, and autosave again, wonderful. So yes, I wanted a partially interior queue with this little beach hut, and then same for the exit down here with a bunch of clutter and bits and pieces.
Yeah, I thought this was super cute actually when you showed it. I love that part of it.
Thanks. And then obviously the stacked the stacked shanty town at the back, which again was taken from the hammer swing. So basically, Poet, this is just another one of your skins.
Moonbeam doesn't do interiors, he robs them from somebody else.
Exactly. I basically just steal everything from everybody else. Let's look at this insane coaster.
Do you know how difficult it is to compete against this when the park fire you're given, this is the only thing in the park, and you're just like, where do I even go?
Yeah.
Like, what do I even do with this?
I know. Like, not only is he done a coaster fully themed, he's done a whole flipping town that goes around the edge of it.
It's just incredible.
They're all individual, unique builds.
Yeah, I was about to say each one is so unique for the pirate theme. My favorite part about CAD's build is the custom sails.
Yeah.
It adds so much new visuals to the pirate theme.
Coaster Cad did mention in his voiceover that there is a little Easter egg from the queue, and it's this little path here.
Oh.
Okay, that's so sexy.
Oh, look at that!
How adorable is that?
That is so cute.
But yet again, another super immersive queue completely envelops you in the world that he's created.
I love queues like that because you always start talking to people around you, and then you come away with friends by the time you get on the ride.
Right.
Or come away with people going, "Who was that weird lady we were talking to? Do they already know her?"
My friends probably also say that. That's fine.
God, she was weird.
I know.
It was an interesting story. I took a trip to a theme park by myself one day. So theme park trips, those are fun. But I met these two people and if they know we spent the whole day with each other, and it was totally unexpected, and it was crazy.
I love that.
People should never be afraid of doing solo theme park trips, by the way.
No.
Never be afraid of that. Just go on your own. You don't have to please anybody. You haven't got any friends that you need to be diplomatic with what rides you go on.
Nope.
If you want something to eat, have something to eat. If you want to go home, go home. People should not be afraid of going to a theme park on their own just because of the stigma.
Yep. Same with the cinema. If you want to just go watch a film in the cinema on your own, do it.
Same with dining out or traveling. I do all sorts. I do everything alone, just about.
But I also think going to a theme park by yourself, you always meet people. You always get new friends. That's so nice.
Yeah.
The theme park community is so big. There's always people with common interests, or it's so fun.
That little bit up there just makes me think of if Howl's Moving Castle were a pirate movie.
In fact, I'm gonna just take a little fly around because there's so many details that you can't even really appreciate fully. All these tiny different moments.
The bridge that part of the track is on.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just love how if you follow the ropes around, they actually connect to different parts of the build. That little shanty shack behind you. It's got the anchor being held up by that rope that goes all the way around the building. It's just such a... And it's held on by
the shark.
Yeah, it's held by the shark. And it's just it's such a long way of telling a story in just simple pieces. It's so cool.
Even just this hut on its own on this hill, it's got its own stairs going up to it, but
it doesn't even feel piratey. It feels like a fantasy, like a fantasy village type build, but piratified. It's really cute.
Okie dokie, here we are with Solaris's beautiful Pipshot Tavern.
It's so good.
Mode.
It's just
Mr. Interior himself.
Yeah, I know.
So good.
God. Seriously.
It's just
So
so
jealous.
full of character.
And no TMTK either. How did you manage it?
It was definitely a stress. When he said that, I had a panic attack. I'm not gonna lie. And I said, you know what, this is gonna be different because I don't build like this. So yeah, it's smaller and a lot more minimal than what I would usually do because of the TMTK restriction. But I do like how it turned out. It turned out pretty cool, I think.
Well, sir, I'd say that you definitely do build like this, don't you?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
When it's you're not allowed to use DLC, you're not allowed to use TMTK, you're just well, I'm going to find a different way of doing it then. And that's that whole take back to when we first had the game in the alpha and we were building ridiculous things with ridiculous pieces. It's like a throwback to that where you go, I'm going to make the most realistic scene I possibly can within the limitations that I would have otherwise have used TMTK. It's just so good.
I love the way that you covered up the storefronts. It's so cute. It's fantastical.
I love her vocabulary. I love it. Like fantastical. Someone said a pirate to fire earlier, and I was like, oh, I love that. That's just amazing.
Over here we have the hotel entrance, and then next to it the Boatswain, which is obviously a top spin, nice little water feature.
I love that so much.
I spent so long trying to get it to look good.
I remember.
But the water in Planko just doesn't do
Wow.
anything.
I did a similar thing on my build. I didn't know if you
Oh yeah,
if you
there.
carried that over. Yeah.
Oh. No, because obviously yours went in last, so I
Yeah.
didn't even have that in there when I did this. So yeah, nice coincidence of having those two together.
Especially in the same vicinity.
Yes.
Yeah, really.
Very cute.
But yeah, I went with like a cargo rigging kind of vibe with this. Just wanted to cover up as much of the default ride as I could. And I think it looks okay. Next was replacing Fiorana's wonderful duo shops from Little Rock Ridge. And again, I really wanted to do my best to push myself to kind of go over the top with the detail and go for something stand out, like the boat on the roof. And the thing I was really keen to do with this was bridge the gap between the hammer swing and the top spin. So we've got the red slowly going with the red and the white to then the teal and the white to the teal, eventually getting to the teal colour of the hammer swing.
That is not something I would ever think to do. That's awesome.
I just want it to be like a literal transition.
It's a good transition. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Very well done.
I love like how you have the oh my gosh, just like the lighting, even from like the TV screens, it looks like it's just like coming up and
I'm always really
reflecting
keen
on them
to
now.
I shove area lights everywhere, just trying to get that tiny bit of glow that you don't get from the items by default.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Good lord. I think it's about time you left. Did you say to be somewhere, Nerdchacho, or?
Well, yeah, I'm surprised that you've not like removed me from the call already.
And then a little backstage area here, obviously, because it's me.
I love a good backstage area.
Of course.
That's what she said.
I was waiting.
Not easily achieved with base game items. Again, there's a ton of really good backstage TMTK. So very limited in what we can do with the vanilla items, but nevertheless, quite happy with that. Moving on to this absolute masterpiece.
Yeah. Following all of that amazingness. Yeah, no.
This, I love this so much. The detail that you've gone into here, and again, similar to Coaster CAD, each build just has so much unique character to it that it feels organic.
You've been putting custom netting. Like
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I did. I made some netting. Yeah.
And the barnacles that you did with the flowers.
Yeah, I turned the
Oh,
flowers
that's-
kind of gray to make them look like barnacles. Yeah.
Oh.
I love those window shutters as well.
Which again I stole.
Yeah, with the
Of course.
the little, what are those? The light.
Yeah, the light brackets.
Brackets.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a lot of fun. I mean, I have to say, those of us who played Planet Coaster since the start got burnt out on pirate theme, and I haven't touched it probably since. I was really scared I would not be able to do this in a blueprint size too, because I love my piece count.
You do. I was incredibly impressed. I think it was only about 3,000, wasn't it, in total?
Actually, I came in well under, and there were people in stream who wanted me to wrap the entirety of the hammer swing, but I told them no.
You put your foot down.
Because I wanted to kind of give the idea of this is the sky, this is the sea and the sky, right? And pirates kind of live in the sea and in the sky because they're climbing the rigging and the masts and all that. So of course, if they're going to come on land, they might want to live up in the air. So we just built them some homes going right at these supports.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't do those pillars though. because it gives it a stark contrast. It reminds you that it's a modern ride that's been reskinned.
What I was thinking about when I go to theme parks too, you do see the rides.
Yeah.
Having a tiny little place to be confined to was really fun. You know.
Is that why you went up and not out? Like, I need to finish a build where I put loads of effort into. The only way I can go is up.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that like what you were saying, Poetry, is that I'm so used to just building out and just doing whatever I want to do that, when Moomin gives you an option of just saying this is your size and this is what you have to work with, like it is a challenge. And I think that's kind of like the good thing about playing Planet Coaster, and especially if you haven't played in a while, is challenging yourself to kind of come back to it and say, what can I do in such a small amount of space? So thank you for that, Moomin. I actually do like, that's a good thing for all of us, is to kind of be challenged a little bit.
Which brings us finally to WormGar's incredible Undead Scourge,
We're here.
the last creation of the series.
Moomin, how did you feel about putting the two blueprints together? Because I think I was the only one of this scale that blueprinted it out. The other two actually had the park file, right?
Chacho didn't.
Okay.
But he made me separate it into blueprints, so...
I'm saying nothing. I'll not been thrown under a bus.
So yeah, no, having your two blueprints was obviously the first step, because like, how do you split something like this into two parts?
Oh, that was like the last half of the whole build process.
Yes, imagine.
Yeah.
But no, placing it was with your guidance wasn't too bad in the end. But it is a scary thing. Like this has to be kind of pixel perfect.
Yeah, because of the water.
Yeah,
I was worried about that the whole time. I was like, I want this water to be in there because in order to do a proper boat ride that isn't a boat ride, like it simulates two different parts. It simulates a boat ride and like a upper deck cart or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was worried that you might not get that even close, but you did it perfectly. So
I love that stonework. Like I just looked at it when I saw the park file and was like, it's incredible.
I'm amazed that I've never seen anybody do this before, because it just looks amazing. I guess the piece count is an important part of it, but the effect you get from it.
And surprisingly enough, the piece count is probably equivalent to like custom roofs, but a little bit simpler. It's not as bad, and especially with all the extra like rock work that I did around it, I was able to cut out a lot of piece count.
Let's hop on this.
Now you get to see my ride choice.
Look how you've covered the track. That's amazing,
isn't it? Though.
And the sleighs just look so good.
Oh, it was a great choice.
Cover the track, but keep the rail because, I mean, it's somewhat realistic.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wanted the Green Lanterns. It's a ghostly ride, so yeah.
Yeah, I just love how it dips down into the water.
Oh, yeah. When I was watching the premiere, I was just like, good idea.
Now, I know that I think some of my animations got a little bit messed up. There should be some here in the tunnel, but honestly, it doesn't add a whole lot to the story.
Right.
It's so hard creating a story with just the basic game piece. Like I was really impressed with FSF Ranger with how he did the Western one. Yeah. And trying to match that is it was tough.
No, I think you did incredible. Auto save. Of all times.
It's part of the ride. It's part of the ride. It's part of the ride. It's okay. It's part of the ride. It's okay.
I mean, at least your autosave doesn't throw you under the map and out of the map and through the map.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not through the map. Oh, no.
I love the skeletons up here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you have conveyed a wonderful story with this. And doing that, as you said, with base game pieces and also without any voiceover is very impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
WormGar's builds, they never cease to amaze. It's just
That's true.
I know, right?
Yeah, I definitely am not saying this just to get on anybody's good side, but WormGar, this is absolutely immaculate. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do dark rides, and the fact that you do this without any TMTK and any DLCs, and this is just amazing. So
It is amazing.
Thank you so much, Solaris. I try to do the theme justice. I mean,
You did. You succeeded
Pirate.
beyond.
Yes.
yeah,
you didn't try.
Pirate
You
is
didn't
one of those
try.
ones
You did.
that. But yeah, Pirate is one of those ones that just a lot of builds end up seeming kind of the same. And to do a dark ride for it, it's like you gotta add something unique, which I think, I've seen people do Ghost Pirates before, and I think that to me was a more standout
I love
unique
this.
idea.
Yeah, that is tragic.
This is such a great effect.
Doing
I'm like so fully absorbed into like this whole on-ride thing. I'm not even paying attention to anybody.
the using the sprinkler to create a gobo effect, was that something that you've
Yeah.
seen before, or did you?
No, I saw the sprinkler, like I found the sprinklers, when they came out. I forgot which pack around the time that they came out, but I was like, that could be used for something, and I held on to that idea for so long, and finally, like, it made sense with the lighting in there,
Yeah.
that it created that effect, and I was, you have to set, like, I think, 24 sprinklers or something like that to get that effect.
Right.
It's not just one, it's several.
It's just such a good idea. And yeah, again, as I said in the episode, I had to go in here, to find out how you did this trick, because I couldn't tell from on ride, and also this.
Yeah, that's the witch.
Yeah.
So it's the witch rotated, like 60 of them, something like that. And it just just that one animatronic rotated gives an incredible effect.
Yeah.
As
Holy smokes.
now, whether it fits within, like, okay, what is that in the theme? I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just like a portal to the pirate underworld or something. But
it definitely sells.
there are pirate witches out there. Okay.
There are.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is you don't even know that it's the witch. You just see
No.
this vague shape that is.
Yeah, you can
Hard
see.
That
tell what-
is incredible.
It's genius.
By the way, with that, looking at it from above with that build, I started with the towers, actually. I had no real plan for that pirate ride at all until I built those towers. I was like,
wow.
I want some kind of centerpiece, something tall. I wasn't, and the thing is, like, since I was one of the first ones to, like, Moomin hadn't shown me anybody else's builds because nothing was finished yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have no idea how big to make these. So I feel like they came out a little bit too out of scale with the rest of the park. But
No.
I had a lot of fun building them because.
I think if it were at the edge, maybe, but because it's the centerpiece, I think it's perfectly sized.
If you have a look at the sightline, it actually frames up the park nicely. That you've got the El Loco one side and then yours on the other. It's like they're the same size, and then you've got the awesome Moomin lighthouse in the middle.
Yep.
Right.
And then
So
Starport's tower.
Yep.
You have
And
so
then
many
Johnny's
like
build.
vertical eye-catching elements.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as was mentioned before, like, this was all done without, like, communication. Like, none of you were talking to each other as you're building, so it's quite impressive how well it all blends together.
That's what I like about your series, Moomin. It's extremely unique.
Yes.
It was a compliment movement time.
No.
Yeah, it
And I
is.
think it's time to
Come on,
wrap
bring
up
it
there.
Moomin, we think you're great.
Dear. I'll just cut all this out.
Absolutely incredible, man. Just you really do something to all of us. It's really, really good.
And then you bring us all together and we get to meet new people, which is super exciting.
I've learned so much through this challenge, and like I think it's kind of like grown as a builder.
Aww. Starport.
I think Moomin inspired a lot of us to actually go out and put that restriction on ourselves and try it out outside of this little build.
I
that's very
totally
kind.
robbed some of the stuff that I did in my future series as well. So I did this back in October without having started Grosvenor Gardens. And I was like, actually, there's a few things in here that I could use in the new park build. So like the fences and some of the techniques on the buildings. I was like, I would never have thought to do this if I was mid-series where I was using TMTK and stuff. And then seeing the other ones that I had access to at the time, like the stuff on the El Loco, I was like, some of this is genius. I didn't rob any of it, but some of the techniques you just go, that's inspiring. And I'm totally robbing the witch, by the way.
Oh,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if I can figure out how to do that, I'd definitely use it too.
If I could build it in, it's coming into Growing Gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
The time when I actually built Captain Pip's Tavern, I actually was not even playing Planet Coaster for real. So, I mean, Moomin, thanks again for like kind of instilling that and making me want to actually do that again. That's really cool. And then seeing all this amazing work, watching all the premieres, it's been incredible. And it's definitely made me want to go back to playing Planet Coaster and try to get up to like Nerdchacho's level of his detail with his parks and everything. I mean, it's really incredible. So I'm really excited to see that. And Poetry, you do amazing work. Like it's really, really good. All of y'all do incredible work. So
you know that we aspire to you, right?
Yeah.
all of you are fantastic builders. That's why you're here. And this, what we're looking at now, is the evidence of that. It was a pleasure to collab with you all. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to all my guests, as well as obviously Coaster Cad and Johnny 5 Alive. I'd like to thank everybody for watching the series and supporting the channel. And that wraps it up for this series. Keep an eye out for a channel update coming soon, talking about what's happening next. And I will catch you all very soon. Thank you all very much. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Bye.
I can't believe
Quickest autosave in the world.
That was a short autosave. I'm just sitting here in shock. Like, wait, it's already over?
that. Are you jealous?
I was literally starting to think I could go for a shower.
Right. I usually go and make tea when mine autosaves.
Nope.
My.
Bish bash bosh.
I love
Disney
it.
level, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Ooh, who have we lost?
Yeah.
She may have found a different target.
Do you want to let's hear that again properly, Poet?
No.
Oh, you have to do it. You have to do it.
Tiki 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 tiki. I can't. No, I demand I can't do it. It was an accident the first time I did it.
And now it's a full-time sound alert on your channel.
Let's talk about Moomin while he's gone. Oh yeah, he especially likes it when you compliment him a whole lot. Doesn't make him uncomfortable at all.
Do you have to do it in like a sensual tone, like
Moomin, little socks. You knocked my little socks right off.
Hello again.
Quick, he's back.
Everyone stop.
Stop talking.
You were talking about me again.
We were just all imagining being your partner.
Okay. And how did that go? Keep an eye out for a... me. We'll get there.
Those are some great balls right
God.
there. There's one that you're looking at.
they literally
Thanks,
hang
bud.
so well.
How's it hanging?
Lord.
They're a little to the right.
Look, when Moomin asked when Moomin asked me to do a little shout out to him in my build, this is what I thought.
My God.
Oh, everyone else
Lord.
is absolutely green with envy now.
Oh,
Oh, see what you did there. I like that.
Aha!
you might need to see a doctor about that.
That's the channel rebrand done. Moving big balls.
I feel violated.